Thank you again, Your Honor, members of the council. So before you tonight, we have a final plat and final PUD proposal for Prospect Place addition to the city of Moscow. And you may recall earlier this year, this was the development on the northwest corner of Palouse River Drive and Sunnyside Avenue that had originally divided ownership through a condominium plat process. And they were going through the subdivision plat and PUD plat process in order to have fee simple ownership of the properties that they currently reside on. So just to go through what's happened up to this point, April 22nd, 2015, P&Z conducted a public hearing on the PUD and preliminary plat for Prospect Place addition, and they recommended approval to council with no conditions. And then on June 1st, 2015, council approved the preliminary PUD and plat with no conditions. In October 20th of this year, the applicant ended up submitting the final PUD and final plat to be reviewed by Planning and Zoning and City Council. And Planning and Zoning Commission has reviewed this and forwarded it on to Council for approval. And so just to go over the plat one more time, we've got 12 lots that are being subdivided, almost exactly the same as the condominium plat that was previously recorded on the property. One of those 12 lots happens to be an off-street parking parcel there that currently exists. You have two vacant parcels, one here at the corner and one lot in. The subdivision is serviced by actually three private streets, and you also have city easements that run north-south adjacent to Anderson Frontier Park to the west, as well as through the middle of the proposed subdivision. Staff has reviewed the final PUD and plat for conformance with city and state code requirements and found it to be in conformance, and staff recommends approval of the Prospect Place final PUD and final plat. I'd certainly be able to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions for Mike?
Mr. Mayor?
Walter?
Mike, these are private streets, not Sunnyside, but the other three are private streets and remain that way under this action?
Correct.
And what's the, if I may?
Sure.
What's the net effect of approving, if we approve this tonight? What really happens?
Nothing really changes on the ground. It's just how the ownership's divided on the property. So instead of condominium ownership where individual property owners wouldn't own the ground underneath, they would just own really airspace in their dwelling. Now they'd be able to own the ground underneath their house. They'd be able to own their lot and fee simple ownership as well as own the house on the property. So clears up a lot of financing issues. They are able to get mortgages instead of condos.
So we're not gifting the land underneath their houses to them. They still have to buy it from whoever the current owner is. We're just allowing it to happen.
Yeah, it's essentially the condominium association retains all that land in common ownership, but is really designated to the owner in that configuration.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions for Mike? Wayne?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the Prospect Place addition, final PUD, and final plat.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Wayne and a second by Jim to approve the Prospect Place additional final PUD and the final plat. John, I will start the roll with you.
Aye.
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 And aye.
Okay, so that moves on. Thank you very much, Mike.